Alright, so today we'll be going through the undiscussed question in chapter 12 exercise, right? So I think we have just three questions, quite quick. Let's first of all turn to question 39. Question 39. So this one is a very typical CAPA question. You have learned about Alzheimer, you have learned about Parkinson, but you never learned about how to compare them. But again, don't worry, because as long as you know the basic details of each of them, you can easily put them onto a comparison, right? So let's start with, disease. It's always going to be cause and effect. It's always going to be cause and effect. So let's think about the causes and the effect of each disease, right? The causes of Alzheimer, as we all know, is the loss of acetylcholine. This is the major so-called neurotransmitter that is involved. And I think from there, you should be reminded that, oh, Parkinson macam also, they also got some sort of chemical, right? And that's dopamine. So that can then be your point. One is about the loss of acetylcholine. The other one is the loss of dopamine. Yeah, I think that's a pretty strong point. That's the causes. So that's the causes. Now, moving on to effect, I think also quite straightforward. You can definitely think of quite a few typical, symptoms or effects of these diseases, right? For example, there could be memory loss in Alzheimer, which you can then tell me there's no memory loss in Parkinson, right? There could be, let's say, weak muscle or weak movement in your so-called dopamine issue in the Parkinson disease, but there won't be any such issue. So normal muscle movement. Yeah, things like that. So you see, by knowing the exact detail of each disease, you can easily map it over to become a whole differences between two diseases, right? By knowing that dopamine, Parkinson causes weak muscle movement, you can easily map it over to know that the other one has a normal muscle movement. That is basically the kind of pattern we are trying to discover here. Okay, so again, I believe you definitely know a lot more other symptoms for Alzheimer, for Parkinson, and etc. So you can just list them all out and then simply easily map it over. Okay, that's it. Next one. For multiple sclerosis, okay, it's quite a specific disease in your chapter as well, and I think it was right after your Alzheimer's and Parkinson. This is the third most popular disease. Anyway, so simple, we can always start from the cause. Because whatever effect you have, it's also coming from the cause, right? So it is always going to be this model. Cause and effect model will always work with diseases, okay? Any diseases, right? So what is the causes over here? As you have remembered, it is an autoimmune disease when your own body attack your own body. Your own body is attacking your myelin sheath. Attacked by your own body. Okay, so specifically by your immune system. Your body wants to destroy, or to say, mistakenly, accidentally, they wanted to destroy your myelin sheath. And remember, myelin sheath is the thing that insulates, the thing that covers your nerve fibers. And yeah, with that thing being destroyed, of course, you will affect your nerve system lah. You will affect your whole nerve fiber itself. For example, as simple as transmission, it will not be fast enough, it will not be good enough and whatever. So definitely you can then talk about how it affects the basic function. Okay, everything, whenever it's gone, whenever it is attacked, whenever it is in fact affected, it is always gonna affect the function. So in this case, we talk about nerve impulse. You can say less nerve impulse transmitted, things like that. Okay, and then is effectively, typically for sclerosis, there will be issue with movement lah. Okay, sclerosis means 硬化. So what kind of movement issue you can say lah? Because maybe the muscle didn't receive, much nerve impulse, so they can't be contracting effectively. They are contracting maybe a bit clumsy, maybe laggy or whatever lah. There is issue with the contraction. And yeah, similarly, you can also say there could also be issue with blindness, because when the nerve fiber that is going to your eyes, when that fiber is also gone, it's not transmitting, then it can also cause blindness, partially, fully, whatever lah. So it is all due to the nerve impulse. Okay, it is all due to the nerve impulse, and the nerve impulse was related to myelin shift. All right, that's it. Thank you very much.